to here, and I think get them then. So I got one hooked up on the standard 3-to-1. Silver pulley is part of the 3-to-1. The orange pulley is just changing direction. As far as knots go, tying off the rope down there, I use 2 half hitches. Half hitches will hold, they don't slip. And normally you can get them undone easy enough. And on the towing end, I use a bowline on a bite. A bowline is the best knot for working in the woods because it won't slip and it won't pull so tight that you can't get it undone. You can get them undone easy no matter how much you pull. I pull with the bowline on the end of a rope, bowline knot on the end of a rope, and pull logs all day long. At the end of the day, they just come right apart. So that's the best knot to use. So if I can get this first one up here without too much trouble, then my plan is I'm going to see if I can put the other 2 together and hook up a 5-to-1, and I'll show you that. 5-to-1 and pull them both up together with the mule. I don't know if it'll work or not. But the only problem with a 5-to-1 is I got to drive 100 feet to move the logs 20 feet. It's from 5-to-1, so you got to pull 5 feet to move the object 1 foot. So that's just the way it is. 3-to-1's got to pull 3 feet to move the object 1 foot. So that's why I don't use the 5-to-1 except when I really need to, like over the edge of the hill. Sometimes the hills are so steep and the logs are so heavy, it takes a 5-to-1 even pulling with the truck to get them up. Okay, I'll keep you posted. We're going to try it. See ya. Well, the first pull didn't go so bad. Got it about halfway. You can see it there. And if it wasn't for there's a little berm there, that baby would have rolled right on off the hill. Because being about a 25 or 35 degree downslope, it's also got a 15 degrees left slope. So things want to roll off the hill. So walking up and down ain't easy, but I can do it. A lot of other 53-year-olds can't do it. So we'll get her done. Now, got to wind up all the slack rope that goes way up yonder and pull again. That's what we do. Walk up and down the steep hills, pull, wind up, repeat. I'll keep you posted. Alright, here's what we got. We're at the top here. The orange one, once again, is just change of direction. It has no effect on our ratio. We got 2 pulleys up here to effectively make a 5-to-1 at the other end. Turns out my 600-foot rope was short. I had to put a strap on the end of the rope at the other end. But I'll go down there and show you in a minute to make this work. Then it'll be alright because I got to pull the short ways and stop and hook the second log to it. I'll show you in a minute. Hang on. Alright, that's where we're at. Heading down the hill. It's downhill and to the left. So it's a double downer. Yeah. It's like taking street drugs, I guess. Double down till you die. But I double down, but that don't mean I'm going to die. I'm going to get the log up, is what it means. The real problem comes now on a 5-to-1. When I make my pull run, this won't pull up near as far as before. And it might want to roll off over in there because the berm don't start till about where them tall weeds are up in there. So if it stops in here, I could be at an issue. So when I pull the first time, I'm going to have to stop, keep tension until I come see what we got. Get it pulled enough, get this strap off. But my goal is, I need to pull it up here, even with this log, and then I'll hook this strap to that and pull them, and try and pull them both together. So what we got down here, I'll show you. We got our 2 pulleys, and we got our anchor line, which is now the strap, is attached to the load. So since all the lines are, and the anchor line is attached to the load, you can count the lines to get your ratio. So we got the anchor line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 5 lines to the load, 5 lines holding up the load. So we got a 5-to-1. So whatever the mule's putting out, I got 5 times the force down here. But at the same time, we got 5 times the force, but I also got to pull 5 times the distance to get it to move. So I got to pull 5 feet to get the log to move 1 foot. So, but if I get 2 up at once, it'll be fun. If I don't, I'll have to stop and break it down and do 3-to-1 and get them up one at a time. I'll keep you posted. Alright. Now we'll go down and see the results of our first pull. Pulled as far as I could. But for those that's been here, you know, there ain't a lot of areas where you can pull a long ways. But rope rubbed on a couple of trees. The trees will heel over, but the rope, if I fray it, won't. Well, come up pretty good. Not too bad at all. Now what I do is I'll get this strap out of there and hook the rope back on. And put the rope back where the hook on there, where the strap's hooked on, get that out of the way. And then we'll get ready and we'll wrap up all the slack rope and repeat. That's what we do. Once again, there's what let me get around here. There's what the 5-to-1 combination looks like. It would be less than 5-to-1, except that the anchor rope's attached to the load. So, as long as the anchor is attached to the load, then you count the lines, and that's your ratio. If it's not, if the anchor is attached at the other end, then you got to calculate 2-to-1, 3-to-1, etc. And I can do that, but it takes me about 3 days to get it done. It's easier to make sure I attach the rope, the pulling rope, to the load, then I can just count the lines. So, but the mule pulled these two big logs. They're pretty hefty. This one's 20 feet. This one's 10. And they're pretty good size, so they're pretty heavy. All right, got to get busy. See ya. Okay, now what I done, I took that big yellow tow strap out of there and put a clevis on the end of that purple rope that's acting like a choker on that log. Run it around, put a bowline at the end of the rope, and hook it to that big 5-inch clevis that's holding the 2 pulleys of the 5-way. So now we go up there and take up all the slack rope and get ready and pull again. All right, see ya. Well, I forgot my phone today, so I reckon anything's ever going to happen to me out here to be here now, since I can't call for help or send a text message or something. Anyway, who cares? So I don't know what time it is, but I know I'm hungry, so I thought I'd stop for lunch. Got my lemonade flavored water. Like, when I'm in the woods, I eat like rich people. I got my cheese and nuts and my crackers. Cheese and crackers and nuts. Rich people. I ain't rich, but I can pretend to be. Cheese and nuts is good for you. I read somewhere the nuts are good, might be good in fighting cancer or something. So if that's the case, adios bladder cancer. That melatonin I take is supposed to help fight cancer too, so maybe it does. My last tumor was benign, so who knows? Maybe it's working, maybe it ain't. I don't know. It is what it is. Anyway, the log pulling thing's working. See, these chunks. The log pulling thing's working. I'm kind of surprised, but that little one almost rolled off the hill. I had to pull a little extra to get it up by a little stump to hold it. But if it starts over the hill, as steep as it is right in there, probably snap the rope and come. So I got to keep it on the trail. But here's what it is. Be sitting in the city in an apartment somewhere, watching the riots waiting to die, I tell you that. Okay, I'm going to turn this off and eat, and then continue with the pulls and see what happens. I think I can back old Red down to here if I get them all 3 here where the first one was. Back old Red in there and see if I can pull them on out of here. What I do today, I don't know. Guess it depends upon the time when I get them up here. This is going well, so it shouldn't take much longer. But every time I think something won't take long, it takes all damn day. Like that plumbing. I planned it out and had all the stuff. And it turns out the underground pipe is not standard size. It's a PEX pipe, but it's PEX AL. And PEX AL is different. 1-inch PEX AL is not the same as regular 1-inch pipe. PEX pipe or PVC pipe or copper pipe or galvanized pipe. It's a whole different set of standards. Took a couple hours to figure that out. Then we had to order all new fittings because Regular 1-inch fittings won't fit. Take special 1-inch fittings. Had to be designed by a Democrat. See ya. And that's my redneck winder. Well, as you can see, I got the 3 up here. 1, 2, 3. And as far as rigging goes, I'm no expert. Hell, I'm not even a good amateur. I know just enough to get things done that I want to do. And I know how to make more rigging work than I can explain how it works. But if you're at all interested in rigging, there's all kind of good videos on YouTube about rigging. And for me, all I need to know is some simple rigging. They got compound rigging and triple axle rigging and all kind of weird stuff. And then you get into the rigging that the climbers use, and oh Lord, it's crazy. What some of them guys know is pretty amazing. But I know enough to use 3 to 4 to 5 ones. I can make maybe 1 compound rigging. And, but the best video on there, if you can find it, there's a guy who used his lawn tractor and a 46-to-1 pulley system to pull a stump out of the ground with his lawn tractor. So, like a lawnmower. That was pretty cool. So at any rate, now I got to get these 3 to the wood yard. I got 4 more way down there yet. I got to get out and get up and get to the wood yard, and then I can start the fun part. I like all this. This is all fun to me. It's not hard work, and keeps my weight down. I'm down to 155. I thought that was a problem. My last visit, Justin checked the records, and every summer I'm down to around 155, and in the winter I'm up to about 170. So it turns out winter's the problem, not summer. So go figure. At any rate, something to do. It's fun to me. Every bit of it's fun. I love it, cutting the trees, hauling the logs, figuring out how to get them up the hills here and over round the bend and through the woods to Grandma's house. But the most fun for me is cutting them up into rounds and splitting them. The perfect job in the world to me would be to stand there and run the splitter all day and have somebody feed me logs. I could do that all day long. I'd do it cheap too. I'd pack a big lunch, you know, and you're running a splitter, you don't even need to take a pee break. Just turn around, get behind a near tree, that's all. That'd be the perfect job. I'd go back to work for that job, but it is what it is. So I'm behind. I should have had all these logs up on the wood pile. September 15th, I should have started cutting and splitting. That's my goal. I'm behind. But I got a lot of wood left over from last year. I had about 17 cord put up. Only used 6.5, 7, so I got plenty. Well, I'll be fine. But as long as the weather stays, I'll be out here working it. Until the next time, this is Geezer in the Woods saying, see ya.